This is Fox 30 Action News at 8.
Child hit and killed. The critical clue troopers found overnight that could lead them to the driver that left a 3-year-old little boy to die in the middle of a local roadway. Plus, family escaped.
It was like we were literally in hell. Whoosh! Flames.
A car set on fire threatens a local mother and her children, who saved them just in time.
New evidence out of Australia that is stirring hope they might have found the missing Malaysian airline. 23 minutes of nonstop news, weather, and traffic straight ahead. Action News This Morning starts right now.
Well, good morning to you, and thanks so much for waking up with us here on this Wednesday morning at 8 o'clock. It's April 23rd. I'm Lindsay Gardner.
And I'm Mike Bars. I'm going to wish my brother a happy birthday because I didn't get you anything, so there it is.
Happy birthday.
Let's start things off with how about the sunshine? You like that one? There you go.
Nice, but we have some patchy fog out there impacting people out on the west side.
Yeah, we do have some of that patchy fog. I want to show you that right off the bat because your visibility on the west side is down to 2 miles. And this is being picked up on some of our traffic cams on the West Beltway. So, of course, Derek Odom will update you on that. So far, though, just a slight slowdown, not a huge concern. Otherwise, through Duval County, your visibility up to 10 miles. So looking clear out there. Your temperatures right now are about 4 degrees above where they were at this time yesterday. So if you needed a jacket yesterday, you may not need that jacket today. Temperature for 8 o'clock, 82 degrees, just as forecast. Along the coast, we're seeing those temperatures still in the lower 60s, and we have those low 60s inland as well. Now, here is your forecast for the rest of the day. Temperatures jumping up into the mid and upper 60s by 9, mid 70s by 11, and then upper 70s by 1 o'clock. We're going to top out today at 82 degrees. That's 1 degree above average for the 23rd day of April. Now, coming up in your first look forecast, I'm tracking where you could see temperatures in the mid 80s today. Then we have some showers in the forecast for tomorrow, plus your pollen forecast. I'll have that for you coming up in about 10 minutes. Time is now 8:01. Time for first look traffic.
Ariel, take a look at this camera. This is where we saw the fog earlier, but now it's kind of dissipated, 295 and 103rd. It was just creeping into the West Beltway. It's been, looking at Ariel's map, west of the West Beltway, so roadways like US 301 may be affected, but the interstate's looking okay here in Duval, so not a major problem. Crash reported on San Jose at Corey. That's just north of 295 on San Jose, so watch out for delays as police are en route to the scene. Still very slow coming off the Buckman Bridge all the way down to 95, so watch out for that. And up into Nassau County in Yulee, US 17 at Pages Dairy Road, that is just north of A1A 200 here. Crash with injuries, rescue on their way to the scene, so that may slow you down just a little bit through that area. That's the very latest from the Safe Touch Security First Alert Traffic Center. Lens?
8:02, and right now, police are looking for one of 2 drivers involved in a hit-and-run crash that killed a 3-year-old little boy. As we first reported here at 4:30 this morning, that child left to die on a roadway in Putnam County is Morgan Calloway from San Mateo. Action News' Jesse McDonough is live at the scene of the accident on US 17. And Jesse, you learned overnight deputies found the car they were looking for, but not the driver.
I just got off the phone with the Florida Highway Patrol, and they did tell me that they do have several persons of interest in this hit-and-run case, but they are not releasing where they located that vehicle just yet. Now, FHP says that the 3-year-old little boy somehow got away from his family members at San Mateo Church and was hit and killed by a driver who then took off. Now, police weren't sure at first if the vehicle was an Accord or if it was a Honda, but they now know that it was an Accord. Now, it did have a Florida tag and was a disabled veteran plate. FHP also describes the vehicle as having dual exhaust in chrome or in silver. Officers also processed a truck at the scene as well. Now, this driver did not hit the child, we're told by FHP, but they did think that the driver may have seen the driver in front of him hit the child, so they are questioning him right now. Now, we did also put a call into the Putnam County Jail. Right now, this morning, no one has been booked or charged with this hit and run. Now, FHP says that it's also important to note that this road here, US 17, is not usually dangerous, and they think this is just an isolated incident. Reporting live in Putnam County, Jesse McDonough, CBS 47, Fox 30 Action News.
And a bill that would increase penalties for drivers involved in deadly hit and runs like this one is now waiting for Governor Rick Scott's approval in Florida. If passed, a driver who leaves the scene of a deadly accident will have to serve at least 4 years in prison. Now, that's the same mandatory minimum sentence for a person convicted of DUI manslaughter. Just last year, we found there were 70,000 hit and run crashes in the state of Florida. That is 500 more than in 2011.
All right, some breaking news right now. This is a live look over the Villages and a sinkhole there. We told you about it over the weekend. Well, it's growing. This is right outside of Orlando. A neighbor told our sister station, WFTV, that hole appears to be about 6 feet deeper than originally was, and a tree and a shrub have actually fallen into it. We first reported the sinkhole on Saturday. At the time, it was 50 feet deep and right next to a home. Crews filled it with concrete and then declared it safe on Monday. Well, doesn't look like it's so safe anymore. Keep an eye on things for you and continue to update you. New this morning, 3 people are lucky to be alive this morning after a Florida Highway Patrol says the car crashed into a retention pond. Action News' Russell Colburn was the only reporter on the scene near 295 and the on-ramp from Butler, and he joins us live there this morning. The retention pond behind you right there, that's where they went in. They were actually going south on 295.
That's right, Mike, and these are the marks left from towing that vehicle out of the water. The car was actually closer to this embankment than the other side, where FHP says it plunged into the water. Now take a look at the scene from before 5 a.m. this morning as a JSO dive team helped tow truck workers remove the red Toyota Corolla from the water. FHP says the crash occurred just after 2 a.m. and at one time only the top of the car's roof was above water. I'm told FHP is investigating the cause of the crash. We'll bring you updates as soon as they become available on air and online at actionnewsjax.com. Live on the south side, Russell Colburn, Fox 30 Action News.
8:06 and breaking news right now in the search for the missing Malaysian airliner. An object of interest is right now in the hands of authorities after being recovered on the coast of Australia.
Yeah, we'll see if this is actually a real piece of evidence now. Action News' Dawn Lopez is in the breaking news center. And Dawn, this piece of debris was found on land, not in the ocean.
And that's the important thing you'll note. That object of interest was found on Western Australia's coast. It's now in the custody of police. Now, we brought you the live news conference from Malaysian investigators at 6:30 here on Fox 30 this morning. Australian officials are assessing a series of pictures right now. Malaysian officials say that they have not received those photos yet, but the object is being described as sheet metal attached to something with ribbon. Australian Transport Commissioner Martin Dolan is saying, quote, that the more we look at it, the less we get excited. With 20% of the search area left to be explored, the search strategy, we're told, remains the same this morning. Mike?
All right, new this morning, we're following 2 vehicle fires, both being considered arson. First, the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office looking for a person they say stole a truck and then set it on fire. They found this vehicle near Kona Skate Park near this, they found it this morning near there in Arlington. The state fire marshal is investigating the case as arson.
The state fire marshal is also investigating a family's car that caught fire on the west side and then spread to their home. Now, this is what was left of that mother's vehicle overnight. Crews were able to put out that fire on Saranac Street. A mother inside says she and her 3 children fought to escape.
This is what me and my kids have to lay our head. We didn't even know that it was a fire. I hear until my godmama happened to go to the door. It was like we were literally in hell. Whoosh! Flames.
Thankfully, they were all able to make it out okay, and police say the fire was set intentionally.
It's 8:08 right now. Attorneys for Michael Dunn will be back in court this morning. They're asking a judge to give them more time to prepare for the retrial. Right now, jury selection for Dunn's retrial is scheduled for May 5th. Dunn is accused of shooting and killing 17-year-old Jordan Davis. His first trial, as you may remember, ended in a mistrial on that murder charge. In Action News went to experts to dig a little deeper into the Michael Dunn investigation. 2 former FBI agents recreated the deadly shooting using evidence and testimony from the first trial. What our experts found that may have you questioning what happened that night. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be tomorrow night at 5, Thursday night. CBS 47 Action News.
Action News time is 8:09, and the mother of Trayvon Martin was honored by a fraternity in Kansas State University on Tuesday. The Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity honored Sabrina Fulton with the Brandon L. Clark Alpha Excellence Award. Now, she talked to the school about the work the Trayvon Martin Foundation is doing to raise awareness about gun violence.
So I'm meeting a great deal of people, and I'm just very proud of my foundation that we have created, because I feel like we are definitely on the right path to help other families.
Martin was killed in February of 2012 in Sanford by George Zimmerman. Zimmerman was acquitted of murder last summer.
A Jacksonville mother's in jail this morning charged with killing her baby. Police say 27-year-old Jamie Jones, seen here smiling in her mugshot, gave her 3-month-old a lethal dose of drugs back in January. Well, Action News learned the Department of Children and Families actually opened a case to investigate Jones when her baby was born with oxycodone in her system, but at the time they found no evidence that the baby was in danger.
This morning, a Jacksonville father will appear in court to answer to child neglect and drug charges. This after his 15-month-old son Elijah was found alone and naked late at night in a Westside retention pond. We brought you this as breaking news when it happened earlier this month. Police say 22-year-old Matthew Dean was supposed to be watching his son, but instead he fell asleep on the couch with marijuana on the nearby stove.
Now, your weather and traffic on the ones.
Good morning, everyone. The time is now 8:10 on your Wednesday morning, April 23rd. We do have patchy fog on the west side of Duval County. So if you're headed outside of the Jacksonville metro area, maybe headed west on I-10, you are going to run into that low visibility down to just 2 miles at this time. Beautiful view here at Jacksonville Beach. No fog along the coast. No fog really through downtown Jacksonville. And temperatures right now are in the lower 60s, pretty much area-wide. We have some spots in the mid-60s coming up. I'm forecasting where you're going to see some showers, where temperatures will reach the mid-80s this afternoon, plus another chance for showers Thursday. The time is now 8:11. Time for First Alert Traffic with Derek Odom.
And right now, taking a look at an improving ride on 10 and Cassett, getting much better there. Green light ride there. Back up to speed as you make your way toward downtown. A crash just north of 295. Watch out for slowdowns. San Jose Boulevard at Corey Road. Police are still en route to that scene. Still slow nearby on 295 southbound, delayed from the end of the Buckman Bridge all the way down to I-95. That's your update from the Safe Touch Security First Alert Traffic Center. Action News time is 8:11.
All right, still ahead. Justice for Jacksonville teenagers. Why a plan to keep teenagers out of jail is actually coming under fire from the state's attorney.
And beating the heartbleed virus, why some popular websites are telling you to wait to change your passwords.
But first, American journalist held hostage abroad. The reason the U.S. government is sending troops to where he is and why it has nothing to do with him.
When I was growing up, my family had it hard. My mom worked 2 jobs to make ends meet. She fought for me, and she never quit. After a tour duty in the Navy, I went to college on the GI Bill, then started a business. You know, everyone deserves the dignity and the opportunity that comes with a good job. That's what I work on every day, and we've added more than 500,000 new Florida jobs so far. I'm Rick Scott. Let's keep working.
Sponsored by Let's Get to Work.
Get ready for the Lazy Boy Furniture Gallery's Moonlight Madness event. It's our biggest sale of the year, and everything in the store will be marked down. Hurry in. Now is your chance to save up to 50% on floor samples, closeouts, one-of-a-kinds, and discontinued furniture. Plus a wide selection of stylish tables, lamps, accessories, and more. Save up to 50% during the Moonlight Madness event. Don't miss it. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
Discover something new this spring, announcing the spring event at Brumos Motor Cars and Mercedes-Benz of Orange Park. And outstanding offers are in full bloom, like a new C250 lease for only $319 a month, or the E350 Sports Sedan for $499 a month. And right now, get up to $4,500 towards select Mercedes-Benz vehicles. C250 only $319 a month, or E350 $499 a month at Brumos Motor Cars and Mercedes-Benz of Orange Park. Visit
Brumos.com.
I moved to Florida a year ago, and I'm in paradise. And one of my favorite things is being able to ride my bicycle and being free to do that, being out there. If everything else has failed for you, I would suggest trying Coastal Spine and Pain. It worked for me.
Right now, thousands of dogs and cats are waiting in shelters for someone like you. Adopt a pet. Your perfect match is waiting for you. The Mega Pet Adoption Event returns to Jacksonville. Over 1,000 adoptable pets in one location, the Jacksonville Fairgrounds. Dogs, cats, puppies, and kittens. Every pet is fixed, vaccinated, and microchipped. $20 adoption fee for any pet. Friday through Sunday. Info at jacksadoptivepet.org. Sponsored by PetSmart Charities.
The First Alert 7-day forecast On air, online, and on your mobile device. Brought to you by ViStar. Get an auto loan from ViStar and get $200 cash back. ViStar, we never forget it's your money.
Right now, we have a live look over a sinkhole in the Villages. This is just outside of Orlando, and you are looking at a sinkhole that is reopened this morning and is growing. A neighbor told our sister station WFTV the hole appears to be about 6 feet deeper, and so far a tree and a shrub have fallen in this morning. Now, we first reported on this sinkhole on Saturday. At that time, it was 50 feet deep and right next to a home. So again, this morning, about 56 feet deep. Crews did fill it with concrete over the weekend and then declared it safe on Monday. But again, it's Wednesday, and you are taking a live look at this sinkhole reopening right there in the Villages. Mike?
That is some scary stuff right there. Breaking news out of eastern Ukraine. That's where an American journalist is being held captive right now by pro-Russian militants. Here he is. This is Simon Ostrovsky, and he has not been seen since early yesterday. Today, a spokeswoman for the insurgents, yes, the insurgents have a spokeswoman, they confirmed he was being held by a security branch. She said the journalist was, quote, fine and suspected of bad activities. The insurgents seized the building in a key city in eastern Ukraine more than a week ago. In the meantime, USA Today is reporting about 600 U.S. troops will arrive today in eastern Europe in response to the crisis in Ukraine. Pentagon officials say the presence of U.S. soldiers will raise the stakes for Russia to heed the U.S. warnings to move out of Ukraine. It comes after these pictures surfaced. The Ukrainian government says they show Russian troops inside their country where they've taken over government buildings.
It's 8:16 into South Korea now, where the death toll from last week's ferry sinking is growing. It now stands at 150. Meanwhile, more than 100 people, mostly high schoolers, are still missing this morning. The likelihood of finding survivors in this wreckage is slim to none. This morning, we have learned divers alerted investigators that there are no air pockets at all on the ferry. Meanwhile, memorials for the victims are just beginning. That's where they're Distraught and devastated, friends and family lined up to honor one of the crew members who died. Witnesses say the 22-year-old woman was giving out life jackets to students as the ferry was sinking and refused to put one on herself. A senior prosecutor announced 2 more of the ship's crew members have been arrested, bringing the total number of those arrested or detained to 11, including the captain who was not steering the ferry when the accident happened. Mike?
The community of Oso, Washington is still searching through a muddy debris field left from that massive, deadly landslide more than a month ago. And officials identified 2 more victims recovered this week. President Obama was there on Tuesday to survey the damage for himself. He met with families affected by the disaster.
There's still families who are searching for loved ones. There are families who've lost everything, and it's going to be a difficult road ahead for them.
The president toured the area in Marine One, thanking first responders and volunteers. At the search site, crews are still searching for the 2 victims who are still missing. The death toll, by the way, stands at 41 people.
The IRS is facing criticism for handing out bonuses to their own employees who owed back taxes. A newly released audit found that nearly $3 million was paid out to workers who were disciplined for tax misconduct over a 2-year period. Federal regulations do not require the IRS to consider tax compliance when issuing bonuses to employees, but now the agency says they will change the policy.
City leaders are backing a plan that will allow renovations to continue on Jacksonville's Riverwalk. Now, we were the first to tell you about city council members and their renovations on the South Bank that were $2 million short and 900 feet short as well. The city council has struggled to come up with that cash, but on Tuesday, it suddenly did. Members voted unanimously to spend the money to finish the project. If all goes according to plan, the Riverwalk should be finished by the end of the year.
Now, your first alert forecast, Jacksonville's most accurate.
Good morning, everyone. We're starting off again with that patchy fog on the west side where visibility is now reported at just 2 miles. The rest of Duval County is just fine. Most of the Jacksonville metro area not even seeing any of that fog. We are seeing a little bit of it, though, on the West Beltway, not slowing traffic down too much, but Derek Odom will have an update on that. Right now, we're at 62 degrees at the airport. It's 63 on the west side, all the way up to 66 on the south side, and even mid-60s out towards the coast. A mild start to the day. Temperatures are warmer right now than they were at this time yesterday. No rain to speak of this morning. That may not be the case this afternoon. Take a look here. This is your hour-by-hour forecast. By 11 o'clock this morning, 75 degrees, so already warming up into the 70s by 11. Lunchtime getting close to 80 degrees. And then into the afternoon, as we heat up, we are going to see very isolated sea breeze showers on the East Coast and also on the Gulf Coast. These are going to be very, very isolated light rain showers. High temperatures will top out in the lower 80s. Then into the evening, those showers fall apart. Will drop down into the 70s by 9 tonight and eventually drop down into the 60s. Temperatures tomorrow morning will start off in the lower 60s. Your hour-by-hour forecast for Thursday. This one I really want you to pay attention to because our showers are going to be much more numerous through tomorrow. We are going to start off with dry conditions, partly cloudy skies through the first part of the day. Those showers develop through the afternoon on the sea breeze, and those push together, they collide, and we will see those numerous showers along I-75 tomorrow afternoon and evening. Then they fall apart overnight, partly cloudy skies to start your Friday. Here is your pollen forecast for today. Pollen is on the decline. We're still a little bit concerned about that oak, pine, and grass. If you have allergies, it may still be bothering you, but your pollen forecast for today is just moderate. Here's your first alert AccuZone forecast with temperatures along the coast from Brunswick to Mayport to St. Augustine in the upper 70s today. That sea breeze will keep temperatures cooler at the coast. Overnight tonight, our winds will shift out of the east, and that's going to keep temperatures a little bit warmer overnight. We'll see lows in the mid-60s. For Jacksonville, Arlington, Orange Park, and down towards Green Cove Springs, you're going to top out at 82 degrees today. Overnight tonight, a low of 60 degrees. And for our inland communities from Waycross to Sanderson, Stark, Lake City, and Fort White, 85 degrees this afternoon. Overnight tonight, you'll drop down to a low of 58. By tomorrow, again, more numerous showers through the afternoon, high of 80 degrees, 83 on Friday, mid-80s in the forecast for the weekend. We will see afternoon showers on Sunday and more showers and thunderstorms both Monday and Tuesday. Time is now 8:21. Time for First Alert Traffic with Derek Odom.
And we're still seeing a crowd here on 95 right by Butler Boulevard. Definitely a yellow light ride. Slow going in those northbound lanes, making your way toward the Fuller Warren Bridge. Crash up in Yulee causing a delay. 17 at Pages Dairy Road. That is just north of A1A State Road 200 here. Going in the southbound lanes, we're seeing the delay as rescue has arrived on scene there. Crash clearing now. San Jose Corey police arrived on scene saying lanes are open. So that's the good news in that area. Of course, nearby on 295 southbound. Still very slow through there. And on Racetrack Road near US 1 right by the Nocatee Parkway there. Crashed with roadblock, at least one lane blocked in that area as you make your way onto US 1. So watch out for a slowdown there. That's the latest from the Safe Touch Security First Alert Traffic Center. Lens?
Still ahead this morning, testing suspended. The backup plan school districts across our area will have to follow if students do not complete the FCAT on time.
The high-speed internet battle. The major cities AT&T will bring their newest version of fiber internet to, and who the company will be competing with for the new technology.